What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this because this is really important. So many of you have been asking me so many of you have been asking me recently about tag grading. And while I didn't get anything graded, so I can't really speak to their customer service and all that stuff. I can't really say much about that. I can't. I really can't. But shout out to my guy Brian Adams on Instagram. Let me see, what's his Instagram? Is it Brian Adams? Might be Brian Adams. B-Man Rocks 1212. Shout out to my man B-Man. We did a podcast. I have a podcast with my buddy JD, if you don't know. We were talking about baseball guys that were football guys. They're two sport guys. And my man sent me a Danny Ainge baseball card. 1981 Fleer, Danny Ainge. Played second baseman for the Blue Jays. I had no idea. And I had mentioned on that podcast that I was going to start searching for this card. And my man Danny, not Danny, my man Brian sent me that and said, hey, man, I got one for you. Give me your address. It's yours. And so shout out to you, but I appreciate it. But also, in that package, he sent me a card that he had graded with Tag Grading Services. Now, let's get down here. Here it is. A Brandon Marsh Bowman Chrome yellow refractor, numbered to 75. By all relative accounts, pretty good card. But he sent it to me and wanted me to take a look at the slab. Now, what's interesting about this is that as soon as I grabbed it, as soon as I put it in my hands, I immediately got CSG vibes from it. Now, the acrylic isn't as nice as CSG. So here are the two side by side. So the acrylic, I've said this before. CSG has this polarized, sort of just HD feel to it. I don't know how to explain it. Those of you who have had these in your hands know what I'm talking about. There's something about the acrylic that makes it really nice. It's a really nice acrylic. Now, this one, the Tag grading, it seems like a very sturdy case. And although it's not as jump out in your face nice as a CSG acrylic is, the acrylic, it's a very close second. Okay? The acrylic on this is really nice. It's a very close second. And I have originally seen pictures of the case, of the slabs online. And the initial reaction was like, man, I don't really like this whole see-through business. But now as I'm holding it in my hand, I really feel like this Tag company, once again, I know nothing about their grading practices. I know nothing about their customer service. I am not speaking to any of that. Simply speaking about the slab from a collector standpoint. If I was to... I like this whole no label situation. This clear label situation. I kind of dig it. And this is coming from somebody who is a massive fan of SGC slabs, right? And that is like the complete opposite. These are just two totally different polarizing slabs. One's big and chunky, the other one's... But I think what this allows it to do is it really allows you to look at the card, to really appreciate the card, I suppose. Here's the other thing I will say about this. And this may end up just being a Tag video altogether. I might save the Prism opening for a separate video, but you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to drop this as my review of the Tag slab. Now, here's the thing. It has a QR code on it, and I do have. Crap! I don't have my phone on me. It has a QR code on it, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Just strictly from an aesthetics, I love these round. It's got like these rounded corners. It doesn't feel jagged at all. Neither does CSG for that matter. But listen, once again, I never had an opinion about Tag at all. I still don't in terms of their operations and their services and how well they grade. But I will say this card is a great looking card. I don't see any issues with this card to the naked eye that would bring a card like this to a 7.5. This is a 7.5. You got a 7.5 grade. That's the grade on this thing. Centering looks decent, looks very good. The surface seems to be relatively unscathed. In order for this to have gotten a 7.5, I mean, I would imagine, just to put this into perspective, I mean, this Danny Ainge got an 8.5 from PGS, which for whatever that's worth, but you know, I got some cards here that are 7s from CSG that, you know, I don't know where the flaws are, but I'm no professional grader, so I don't know. But if we're going slab only, this is up there with CSG. It really is. It's a good quality slab. So I may, just to try them out and just to bring you guys the experience, submit some cards to them just to see what's what. But anyway, this video went south because I was planning on opening this Prism set, but I didn't think that I would be that involved with a tag grading thing. So thank you guys for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. Let me know if you've tried tag. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about their customer service, how fair their grading is. From what I understand, it's completely automated. Completely. As in, like, put the card down, let the machine grade it, and let's go. Right? There's no human interference at all. Once again, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong there, but, you know, those of you who have submitted with them, let me know what kind of turnaround times you're looking at. I would imagine they're relatively nothing, right? In the grand scheme of turnaround times. And this is actually a 75 out of 75. Shout out to my man. Shout out to my man, Brian. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Check out the podcast, The Card Hedge Podcast, on Apple, Google, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Love y'all. Peace.